Hey now, so it is Wednesday evening, June 29th. I am wearing my Global Life Field shirt. Baseball collector, whatever. Mike, if you're watching this, you should recognize this shirt. You should have a copy because I got this when I met Mike back in October at the last in Cleveland Indians game ever, but not that anyone cares about that. So let's talk about arguably the greatest player you may have never heard of. This player's name is Oscar Charleston. Buck O'Neil, basically, and other contemporaries like Buck O'Neil said he was the greatest player he ever saw. His contemporaries, like John McGraw at the time, said that this guy basically he could hit like Ruth, homers like Ruth. He could hit for average like Cobb. He could steal like let's say Lou Brock. I want to say Ricky was a whole beast into himself, and he can play center field like Willie Mays. So imagine all those players wrapped into one, and that's Oscar Charleston. Bill James says he was the fourth greatest player ever to play the game. The Athletic just did a column about a year ago, and then they put out a book called The Baseball 100, and they rate the greatest players of all time. He came in at number by far the highest Negro Leaguer. I think Satchel Paige is number 11 at the second highest. Yeah, even higher than Josh Gibson. So Oscar Charleston, you're probably saying, who is he? You probably never heard of him. He got elected to the Hall of Fame in 1976. A no doubt Hall of Famer today, based on what we know of him. Again, died very young in 1954 of a stroke. And again, he died in obscurity. When he died, there was no obituary about him or anything like that. It's as time goes by that we start to appreciate him more and more. So, death in 1954. Again, very Negro Leaguers are just hard Hall of Fame autographs to begin with. So Correction thinks maybe there's 20 autographs of him out there. So I did a search of every single autograph I could find of Oscar Charleston, including one that we're going to call suspicious. It's been TPA, but they're going to call it suspicious. So let's take a look without any further ado. And then, this is one I don't have. I'll talk a little bit more about that in a second. I do not have this autograph. So let's talk more about the autograph of the great Oscar Charleston. So here we have the PSA database. Now, this is from a contract. I'm going to show you this contract in a second. And what you're going to notice is this contract sold for a lot of money. So anyone looking for Oscar Charleston autograph, and again, if you're out there looking, don't buy anything but a document. If it's not on an official document, I wouldn't even touch it. This is obviously from a signed contract from his time as manager. Usually, again, autographs signed after like the late 20s, early 30s have a slant to the right. What you're looking for is unique about him is the highest by far as you want to see a high H and a high L, much higher than the C. You should see every single letter in his name. He was a very good speller. He was very well educated. So, and the unique thing is the E right here, usually, and even the E right here. This is an O right here, but the E and the L are kind of unique. They kind of like lean into each other. I know it's kind of tough to see right here. Let's look at the next one. Again, this is the PSA database. Now, this one here, this one is from 1931. It's a Homestead Grays team signed sheet. I don't know where it exists, to be honest. I don't know the history of this. Obviously, it's on the PSA database. Not only is it here, it's also featured in Kevin Keating's book right here. Also by Michael Koliff. Mike, I know Mike made comments on my channel before. I would love he would chime in again, but I haven't heard from him. But anyways, you can see right here, this is when his autograph wasn't so nice. But again, he still signed every single letter. You could still see the H and the L were a bit higher than all the other letters. But again, it wasn't structured yet like you're going to see a later in life autograph. Now, later in life, he became manager of the Brooklyn Robins, or I think the Brooklyn Brown Robins, a Negro League team. And there are actually a few endorsed signed checks out there like this one. We'll take a look at a couple in a second. And what's unique about these is you can see, I know of two of them that I've seen in person. Both of them are actually have two autographs on it. So they're double endorsed for whatever reason. For better or worse, I guess for better, those checks, both times I've seen them, they have stayed intact. The owner has not yet cut the autograph. to get a second autograph from it. Okay, and that's it with the PSA database. So moving on, we look at REA right here. So this one is the most recent Charleston autograph that I know of. Again, this is one of those unique double-signed autograph checks. This just sold last year. You can see it right here. I think this could be the PSA one that we just talked about. I can't flip it, but you can see right, yeah, this is. So you can see right here, it has a dual signature. So, I mean, theoretically, if you bought this check, you could cut this check right here and you got 2 Charleston autographs. So again, this is a beautiful check, beautiful example. The top would be worth more than the second, but they're both good. There's no question about it. So going back to REA, you can see this sold for $22,000. And my guess is if another autograph came out today, it was still sold for $22,000. This is another one. You could see this one was sold way back in 2015. I remember this came up. I've never seen anything like this before. I thought this was a really cool piece. This is a contract. It had 3 Hall of Famers on it. Charleston, as you can see right here, high H, high L leading into the E. It's a little unique of a piece. I haven't seen this piece before. The Wilkinson looks good. Another tough autograph. And finally, you got a full name, Leroy Satchel Page. So I have Page's autograph when we get to that, but I don't have a full name. So always wanted to own something like that. So, but really, that's all REA has really sold. Oh, there's this last one right here. And again, we're going to get to this. This is a unique piece. I think it's good. It looks pretty good. You got the high L, you got the high O. It's like they say something you need to be careful with Charleston is when you see Charleston at the top. So we're going to come back to this piece in a second. So I want to move on to Heritage real quickly. This is the contract we just saw before on the PSA database. This sold in 2014 for a whopping $77,000. It blows my mind. I mean, I think it oversold. It does have Gus Greenlee on here, which is another really tough autograph. And if he were to get in the Hall of Fame, there's probably only less than 5 autographs known of his. So I'm sure whoever bought this paid a premium for that as well. So moving on, we're going to come back to that. This was a unique piece. So about 10 years ago, someone discovered all these gate receipts for the Birmingham Black Barons, and there was a treasure trove of autographs on there, including Oscar. I think there were 2 of these Oscar Charleston signed gate receipts. So again, really nice autograph. If you could see here, high H, high L. The L leans down, the E looks up. I was offered this exact piece for $10,000 cash out the door. Unfortunately, even now, if someone offers this to me for $10,000, I don't think I can get that money together. I don't have that kind of money. If you do, that's great. I didn't. It sold for about $11,000 through Love of the Game auction. I talked to Al, who ran the auction. We both agreed that was pretty low. I mean, I think this piece now would sell for close to double that. So if you bought this in your collection, congratulations. So the final piece that I want to talk about is this piece right here from Oscar Charleston. And this piece and this piece right here is a lot of controversy whether or not they're real. So I think they're good. The key thing here is this E is like, people say to people, whoever was doing this may have been trying too hard. Someone again, Kevin Keating passed this, and I know he's the head authenticator now, along with the person, JSA passed it. I mean, what's weird about this piece is that you got the Higo on it, and it's a controversial Higo autograph, to say the least. And what's also weird is whoever did this added much later, and I don't know why. Buck Leonard, this is a post-stroke Leonard autograph. This is a late and light Bill Wright autograph, a late and light Dobie, and an Irvin. So it's like, so you say to yourself, why would someone, I don't want to say destroy, but sort of ruin a piece like this? This sold with the Green Diamond auction. I think it sold for, again, about $20,000. Memory serves me, maybe we can go back. So it sold for $29,700. So like this piece and this piece just have a lot of controversy to it. Again, the reason being is the fact that, yeah, the Judy Johnson looks good, but look at how the ink's different and everything. So I don't know. If I were to buy a Charleston check or an autograph for him, it would be on the contract or a check. I probably will never own one, to be absolutely honest, unless I hit the lottery. So that's a bit about about Oscar Charleston. To be honest, I don't even know who's next. Maybe I could cheat right now. Let's take a look real here. So if you own an Oscar Charleston, if you've seen an Oscar Charleston, congratulations. Oh, next is another toughie, Jack Chesbro. Yeah, we'll talk about Smiling Jack next time. But Until then, as always, keep collecting.